Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to Surfer Flow. Today's sequence will be based around the movements of surf, and it's just a fun way to change up your practice a little bit and who knows, maybe get inspired to get into the water. But first, I invite you to tune in, tap into Channel Now. Yoga is now. Begin activating those muscles, scanning your body for any discomfort, any aches, any tightness. It's good to keep all these little body nuances in mind when you're doing your practice. You want to always listen to your body, avoid pushing more than you can. It's a lifelong journey, being able to reach all these postures. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, fingers spread wide, index fingers pointed directly forward and parallel with each other. Rotate your elbows outward and have a micro bend in the elbows, shoulders over the elbows, elbows over the wrists. Knees hip width distance, tops of the feet press against the mat. Pressing against the earth, rooting down to rise up with your body, shoulders away from the ears. Another way to look at it is aligning yourself as anatomically as possible. Inhale, raise your gaze forward, drop your belly, raise your tailbone for a cow pose. Avoid dumping in the lower back here. Exhale, press against the mat, round your spine like an angry cat, shifting your gaze towards your navel. Inhale, drop that belly, chin parallel to the earth, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Drop your elbows to the mat. Curl your toes. And let's do a little child's pose. This is always a pose you can go to if you feel that the posture we're in is uncomfortable or you're short of breath. This is always an option. And here you also want to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Return to tabletop posture. And let's just circle the torso. Imagine your body as a marble in a Coca-Cola can. Return to tabletop. Extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. Right foot flexed. Micro bend in the upper back. Exhale, compress. Bring the left elbow to meet the right knee. Inhale, extend, arm forward. Right leg back. Inhale, compress. Inhale, extend. Exhale, return to tabletop. Inhale, extend the right arm forward, left leg back. Micro bend in the upper back. Exhale, compress. Inhale, extend. Maintain that left foot flexed. Exhale, compress. Inhale, extend. Exhale, return to tabletop. Move your hands forward about 6 centimeters. Curl your toes. Press those hips up and back for a downward facing dog. It's okay to bend your knees at first while you establish your lengthy spine. And then start extending those legs, driving the heels towards the earth. Let your head hang like a mango. And try and kiss those armpits. Shoulders drawn away from the ears. Slowly start to inch your hands back. To reach your toes. Bend your knees around your spine. And slowly articulate up vertebra by vertebra. You get to the top, round your shoulders back. And take a deep breath in. Begin to step forward. Feeling the energy of every step. Feeling the bipolarness of rooting down and rising up. Once you reach the front of your mat, establish palabanda in your feet. Very important in surfing is establishing your feet. Setting your feet is one of the most important aspects. For palabanda, you want to be rooted down on the four corners of your feet. Your toes should be soft and able to wiggle. Your big toes are together and your heels are slightly spread apart so that the outside edges of your feet are parallel with the outside edges of your mat. Option to have your feet at hip width distance, but still outside edges of your feet parallel with the outside edges of your mat. Begin to establish Ujjayi Breath, which is ocean sounding breath or the whispering sounding breath. You want to strain your throat a little bit to make the breath audible. and it's about 4 seconds in through the nose, 1 second pause, 4-second exhale through the nose, 1 second pause. Start activating those leg muscles, the calves, micro bend in the knees, the thighs, the hamstrings, the glutes. Bring your tailbone underneath your pelvis. Activate your abdominal muscles. Press your navel against your spine. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Palms facing forward. Crown of your head is shooting high towards the sky, and you're still rooted. Actively aligning yourself. Imagine yourself hanging 10 on a longboard on a long point break wave. The lip is just curling right underneath your feet. You're perfectly perched. And you see how your toes are soft and dangling? Hanging 10. Inhale. Hands up to the sky for an extended mountain pose. Now you're just claiming the wave. Exhale. Fold forward. Hinging at the hips, swan dive. You want to find length in the spine here. Inhale, hands on the shins, extend the arms. Turn your body into an L for a halfway lift. Shoulders are drawn away from the ears. You're creating space in the neck. There's a micro bend in your upper back. Exhale, fold forward. Micro bend in the knees. Find that length. Bend the knees. Articulate back up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands on the ground. Float back into a chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, upward facing dog. You look both ways before you drop into the wave. Exhale, drop your knees, curl your toes, and push back into a downward facing dog. Aim to have those heels driving towards the earth, knees with a micro bend. Lengthy spine, shoulders drawn away from the ears, armpits trying to kiss each other, head hanging like a mango. At the bottom of your next exhale, inhale. Drop your knees, shift your gaze forward and lightly step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, back to hanging 10 in mountain pose. Inhale. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Reach up with your arms. Rotate the pinkies inward for a chair pose. Lengthy spine. Exhale, fold forward. Find that length in the spine. Maintain your Ujjayi breath. Never abandon it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, hands on the mat. Float back into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Like if you're dropping in Malibu on a longboard. Feet pressed against the top of your mat. Knees are off the mat. Legs are active. Exhale, curl your toes. Drop your knees and push back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, extend the left leg up and bring it through your hands. Rise up for warrior one. Hips are neutral, pointed forward. Left knee bent at 90 degrees. Right toes are pointed towards the top right hand corner of your mat, rooting down on the outside edge of your right foot. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step the left foot back. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, upward facing dog. Avoid dumping in the lower back. Avoid allowing the heels to splay. Exhale, curl your toes, drop your knees. Press your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Extend the right leg, bring it between your hands. Drop that left heel, point the toes towards the top left corner of your mat. Hips neutral, rise upward for a warrior one. Right knee bent at 90 degrees. Hands shooting up towards the sky, shoulders drawn away from the ears. Length, yin and yang, strength and ease. Exhale, drop the hands to the mat, step the right foot back. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Heels are not splaying. Exhale, curl your toes. Drop your knees and press your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Breathe into your Ujjayi. Active recovery. At the bottom of your next inhale, bend your knees, shift your gaze forward and float to the front of your mat. Fold forward. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, raise the arms up for a chair pose. Bring your palms together and bring your right elbow outside your left knee and twist to the left. The knees are even. Avoid dumping in the lower shoulder and that right shoulder. Your hands are at your sternum. Exhale. Release. Return to chair pose. Bring the palms together and inhale. Bring the left elbow outside the right knee. And twist to the right. Shifting your gaze over to the right. Hands at sternum height. Exhale. Release. Return to mountain pose. Exhale. Fold forward. Bend your knees. Slowly articulate. Back up to a mountain pose. Back to the nose. Hanging 10 in Malibu. Engaged with our Ujjayi breath. Now shake it out as if you were in a wipeout. The wipeout. Wipeouts are my favorite part. Now get back on the board. Get back in mountain pose. And now let's get fancy with it. As if we're hot dogging on our surfboards. Inhale. Hands up to an extended mountain pose. Exhale, Samastitihi. Hands at heart center. Palms pressed together. Thumbs at your sternum. Begin to shift your weight towards your left foot. Raising your right foot off the ground. Rooted down on the corners of your left foot. Begin to hinge forward, driving that right leg back. And you're hinging at the hips, folding forward for a warrior 3. Toes of your right foot are pointed inward to keep your hips neutral. And extend your arms if your practice allows it. Right foot is flexed, toes are soft. And drop the right foot for a runner's lunge. Drop the right heel and rise up to a warrior 2. Your left heel is intersecting your right sole. Lengthy spine, shoulders away from the ears. Gazes towards your left middle finger. Left knee at 90 degrees. You're tapped into your breath. You're calm. You're feeling the burn. You want to root down on the right edge of that right foot. Inhale. Drop that left palm onto the ground. Inside your left foot. Extend that right arm towards the sky. Toward fingers reaching high. Your shoulders pressing into your knee. Your knees pressing into your shoulder. Inhale. Rise up. Back to warrior 2. Inhale. Drop that left elbow onto your left thigh. Inhale, rainbow the arms back to a humble warrior. Left knee 90 degrees. Micro bend in the right knee. Inhale, back to warrior two. Not that knee. Heel toe the right foot towards the left, shortening the distance. Reach forward with your left hand as you reach back with your right hip to drop into a triangle pose. Left fingers are just touching the mat. Inhale, rise up. Place your hands on your hips, and you're going to rotate the right foot 90 degrees to the left so that your feet are on train tracks. You're gonna micro bend in both knees, hips neutral, pull the left hip back, right hip forward, and hinge at the hip, folding forward, bringing your chest towards your thigh, and make your way into a pyramid pose. Shoulders drawn down away from the ears, micro bend in both knees, on the four corners of both feet. All 5 fingers touching the mat with both hands. Inhale, rise up. Step forward. Return to mountain pose. Return to surfing. Hanging 10 in Malibu. Return to your breath. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Samastitihi. Root your left foot. Slowly hinge forward, bending at the hip, keeping the left toes pointed inward with the left foot flexed to maintain the hip neutrality. Extend the arms forward and drop back into a runner's lunge. Right knee bent at 90 degrees. Long length in the spine with your torso at about 45 degrees. Inhale. Drop the left heel. Point your toes towards the left side of the mat with your left foot. Root down on the outside edge of your left foot. Right knee bent at 90 degrees. Shoulders soft. Drawn away from the ears. Gazes towards your right middle finger. Here in a comfortable Ujjayi. Inhale. Drop the right hand inside your right foot. And take that left hand up to the sky. Reaching as high as you can with your left fingers. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Drop that right elbow onto the right knee. And bring that left arm over the top. Inhale, rainbow them back. Left hand on the left hamstring. Right arm up. And reaching over, your gaze is towards the right arm. Sí, al otro lado, al otro lado. Inhale, back into a warrior two. Inhale, extend that right leg and heel toe the left foot closer to the right, shortening the distance. Reach forward with your right hand as you reach back with your left hip. And drop that right hand down for a triangle pose. Inhale, rise up. Place your hands on your hips and rotate the left foot 90 degrees inward. Your feet are on train tracks now. Your hips are neutral. And you're going to hinge at the hip, folding forward and placing your fingertips on the mat. Notice if one side was tighter than the other in this pyramid pose. Might be something to keep an eye on. Tap into that Ujjayi breath. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Strength and ease. Inhale, rise up. And step forward with the left foot. Returning to a hang ten, mountain pose at Malibu Point. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your bum, and raise the arms for a chair pose. And keep dropping that chair pose, dropping it, and rolling back. With your soles of your feet together and a rhombus shape here. So fold forward. Inhale, bring the knees together, extend the legs, and turn your body into a V for a dolphin pose. 5, 4, lengthen the neck, lengthen the spine. 3, toes pointed. For 2, exhale for 1. Inhale, raise the legs back up for a dolphin pose. Exhale, release. Inhale. Give your knees a big hug. Interlace the fingers. Drop the knees down underneath your feet. Palms flat on the ground. Root down in your feet to raise your hips up for a bridge pose. Interlace the fingers underneath your back and root down both arms from pinky to shoulder. Drop your chin towards your sternum. Exhale, release the interlace, raise the heels, and slowly articulate your back down to the mat. Your upper, then middle, then lower. Bring the feet near your bum directly underneath your knees. Palms flat on the earth. Root down on the feet to rise up. Knees neutral, pointed forward. Interlace the fingers behind you. Root down from the shoulder to the pinky. Drop your gaze, drop your chin towards your sternum. Exhale, release the interlace. Undo the shoulders, raise the heels, and articulate from upper to middle to lower back. Inhale, bring the elbows inside of the knees. Grab the outside edges of your feet and make your way into a happy baby. Pressing your feet up into your hands and pulling on your feet with your hands as well for that yin-yang effect. Rooting down on the tailbone. Rooting down on the shoulders. You could rock side to side if you'd like. Bring the soles of your feet together and rest them down on the floor slowly and controlled. Rest your palms on your inner thighs and resume your normal breath. Inhale, bring the knees back together. Feet directly underneath your knees, near your bum. You're going to shoot your legs up to the sky using your abs. And bring your hands in your back pocket. And extend up, keeping a long line of energy. Bring your feet behind your head. Return back down into a Shavasana. And rest. And melt. And feel the medicine you just provided your body. The oxygen you just provided your body. The life that's flowing all through you. You should be excited. Your day can only go up from here. You want to smile with everyone, say hi to everyone, just bring positive energy to everyone. Because that's what you have in your body right now. It's positive energy. You gotta embrace that. Every day you wake up, you do your practice, fill yourself up with positive energy, and just share it. And melt like wax on a surfboard on a sunny day, left out on the sand, just melting. mounting onto the surfboard. Your mat is your surfboard. Bend your knees. Bring your thighs 90 degrees from your torso. And drop over to your right side. Extend your right arm forward. And rest your head on your right bicep. Imagine yourself a baby in a womb. Or a little Joey, a little kangaroo. Ready to spring back into action, spring back into life. A little giraffe hitting the ground running. Bring your left palm in front of your face, press down on the mat, extend the arm, root up, back into a Sukhasana, cross-legged seated posture. Hands at the knees, arms extended. Knees cascading towards the ground. Lengthen the spine, shoulders drawn down away from the ears. How does this Sukhasana feel compared to the first one? Bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. Fill up the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. And a collective Om. Bring that energy, sharing it. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to guide your practice and showing you some surf movements and how yoga movements apply to surf. Peace out, guys. Hopefully surf's up wherever you are.